Andreas Kluth, Hannibal and Me, What History's Greatest Military Strategist Can Teach Us About Success and Failure. Embark on a journey through the life and lessons of history's greatest military strategist, Hannibal, in the book Hannibal and Me, What History's Greatest Military Strategist Can Teach Us About Success and Failure by Andreas Kluth. Delve into learning about the influence of parental expectations, discovering your life purpose, and understanding how to turn weaknesses into strengths. Also, explore the importance of keeping sight of the bigger picture, overcoming hubris, dealing with envy and grief, and handling midlife crises. Ultimately, the book guides readers towards the path of self-actualization and achieving their full potential.
The powerful influence of parents. Our parents have an enormous impact on our lives, whether they were present or absent. We may choose to emulate them or rebel against them, but their influence remains. Even if we never knew them, we may still search for their presence. Our actions, whether they are a reflection of our parents or a reaction against them, shape our identity. Discovering your life's purpose. Everyone has a life purpose that is not always immediately clear, and the journey to discovering it can take various forms. While many people start by forming a tentative identity based on their parents' influence, some wanderers first need to find themselves before they can find their purpose. Regardless of how it's found, having clarity of purpose can give complete focus just like it did for Hannibal. Through his lifelong focus and determination to conquer Rome, he was able to achieve his dream. However, wanderers who explore themselves have the chance to see different opportunities that might remain elusive to those with tunnel vision. The journey to find one's life purpose can lead to amazing possibilities, and in the end, clarity of purpose is what gives life its true meaning. How to defeat superior enemies. Learn from Hannibal's tactics to defeat stronger adversaries by choosing the right settings and attacking in unexpected ways. Hannibal always had fewer soldiers than his enemies but chose to fight where they couldn't use their numbers to their advantage. You too can make your own weaknesses irrelevant by selecting the right environment for the confrontation. Secondly, you can undermine your opponent's strengths by attacking in a way he doesn't expect. Hannibal achieved his greatest victory by letting the Roman footmen charge to meet his army, and then had his cavalry charge into the back of their army, thus beating them with their own tactic. Apply these tactics in your life by neutralizing your weaknesses and surprising your opponent with tactics they don't expect. What does a truly successful life entail? Success as measured by the big picture is far more important than singular successes. While it's easy to become short-sighted by focusing too much on one's career, bank account, or family, a truly successful life should encompass all aspects. Hannibal's invasion of Italy is a perfect example of focusing on singular successes and losing sight of the big picture. Although he never lost a battle, he failed to recognize that capturing Rome was key to winning the war. Similarly, people who become very successful in one area of life might find themselves lacking in others. It's important to maintain a broader perspective and not to rely solely on singular successes to measure the quality of one's life. The pitfalls of success. Success may bring hubris and distractions that can lead to downfall, as well as a sense of captivity that hinders future success. Eliot Spitzer's downfall was the result of his hubris. Hannibal's fear of losing his success prevented him from achieving his ultimate goal of capturing Rome, and corporate bosses often neglect their companies for self-promotion after becoming famous. It is important to avoid becoming overconfident and distracted when achieving success, and to remain open to new ideas and willing to take risks to continue moving forward. Envy and its ruinous effects. Envy can ruin lives, and politics is where it's at its worst. The successful often draw the envy of others, leading to clandestine attacks. Throughout different cultures, stories and metaphors abound regarding envy's ill effects. For example, Hannibal's biography narrates a story of the damage that envy can cause. Envy is a terrible feeling, and its effects can be disastrous, not only on ourselves but also on those around us. For politicians, it has taken down many great leaders over the years. Success often brings enviers into the limelight, and while some may accept it graciously, others do not. Envy can become so strong that it leads to hostile behaviors in an attempt to find and exploit a successful person's weakness. Indirect methods are often taken, including destroying a person's reputation or collaborating with other enviers to bring about their downfall. Different cultures have their descriptions, with the Scandinavian fictional town of Janty and Australia's tall poppy syndrome being examples of such. Hannibal's biography offers a grim illustration of the lengths to which enviers will go to squash success. Coping with grief. Understanding the 5 stages of grief. Losing a loved one can be a painful and distressing experience. While it's crucial to mourn, moving on is also vital. People tend to go through a commonly recognized emotional journey called the grief cycle, which consists of 5 distinct stages: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. This pattern applies not only to bereavement but also to other instances of experiencing bad news, such as being diagnosed with cancer. Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, a Swiss doctor, discovered that holding on to the reality they wish were true is a common starting point for people when they receive devastating news. In the second stage, we come to accept this hard reality, but become full of anger, blaming others for unfairness. Once we exhaust our anger, we may try bargaining, making promises to be better or reaching out to higher powers for help. We may also slip into depression before we can finally accept our irreversible loss and move forward. This journey through grief is neither easy nor quick, but crucial to personal healing and growth. The Romans experienced the stages of grief while fighting Hannibal. Upon hearing news of his victories, they initially could not believe it and were enraged. After bargaining with their gods and going through the other stages of grief, they eventually accepted their losses and continued fighting with Hannibal. Midlife crisis and personal development. As per Carl Jung, the years around 40 are crucial for personal development, with midlife crisis as a major transition phase. It is only successful when people abandon the expectations of their youth and forge a new, authentic identity. This can lead to lifelong satisfaction, but failing to do so can lead to discontent. Hannibal's story serves as a reminder that it is difficult but necessary to drop the person of their youth during a midlife transition. The ultimate success. American psychologist Abraham Maslow believed that self-actualization, the fulfillment of human potential, is the ultimate success in life. Maslow claimed that to achieve this, all basic needs must first be met. These needs include survival needs such as food, water, and shelter, followed by love, a sense of belonging, and esteem needs. Only then can one strive for something more significant, such as self-actualization. Maslow argued that everyone has something at which they excel, and this should be their profession. However, self-actualization cannot be achieved by following the path prescribed by society. Individuals must live the life they want to live. Maslow estimated that throughout history, only 2% of people had achieved self-actualization, which is determined by one's perception of their life. To attain the ultimate success, individuals must strive for the fulfillment of their human potential.
In Hannibal and Me, Andreas Kluth illustrates how Hannibal's experiences and military strategies offer valuable lessons for our own personal and professional lives. We learned how crucial parental influence can be in shaping our life purpose, as well as the importance of understanding our weaknesses and the environment to overcome powerful rivals. Remember to never lose sight of the big picture and be wary of the pitfalls of success, such as hubris and becoming captives of our accomplishments, while also touching upon handling envy, grief, and the significance of a healthy midlife transition. By exploring these themes, this book offers a roadmap to achieving self-actualization and reaching our true potential in life. Ultimately, it's about embracing our purpose, learning from both our successes and failures, and pushing ourselves to be the best version of who we are.